Obviously, it takes time to build a winning program. Over the last few years, how have you felt about this program's progression in terms of, where it was when you got here and where you want to take it? And how close do you think you are to maybe getting over, whatever it is that you came here to accomplish? How close do you think you are to doing that?
Well, considering where it was, if it was great, I would not have been here. So that's a decision that Coach Alvarez made along with Terry Garlick to make that change, to bring someone in that maybe has been at the level that the program wants to go, Final Fours and championships. And it takes a while to get there. I mean, I just saw the documentary with Gino, and they show the old pictures, and I'm like, I mean, they were nowhere near what they are now. But, of course, he's been in Connecticut almost 30 years. So 4 years and 30 years, that's not the same. But we have those aspirations for the program. I think it can be there. We wouldn't be here if we didn't believe that. But it's hard. It really is a difficult job. And those who are on the outside looking in, who's never coached, it's not an easy thing. But, we're working every day toward that goal to make it a national program in the perception of women's basketball, because we are a top 5, Power 5 conference university, and we have all the facilities. We have everything here. But when you don't have that tradition, we've lost a lot of kids because we just don't have that basketball tradition. So we're losing them to Notre Dame and to, these different schools that have the tradition in which we are trying to build. So you just need one person to say yes, or a couple of folks every year to say yes, and then you can get that going. But, again, that's the challenge of coming to a program like Wisconsin and trying to build it. And I like the academic standards. That's something else you got to deal with, because some of the kids I see at other schools, I'm like, well, they definitely couldn't have gotten in here because we've seen the transcripts. So not to make excuses, but, you got a lot of things against you trying to make it what it can be and what you came here to make it to be. But it's a challenge in that. But, again, that's what life's about, the challenges and trying to build something. I would much rather do this than, sometimes walking into something that's really not yours. You can't really say I built that or I helped do that because it was already done when you got there. So we hope to do that sooner than later. And if, you like to think if you didn't have the injuries, it might be a different story, because you can't play who you don't have. And when you're sitting 17 points and, potentially 10 points here and 8 points there, it makes a difference when you're losing the game by 7 points, So those things are definitely a factor. But we're excited about the direction we're headed. I know we're scoring a lot more even now than we were before. Every year we have the most improved players in the conference, in spite of the injuries and things that you can't have any. I mean, everybody has injuries. You can't control that kind of stuff. And academically, we have all Big Ten academic performers. So Dakota White was on the dean's list, and her first semester here was like, oh, she's on probation. You go from probation to the dean's list. So we feel like we have done a lot to turn the program around, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. And we have the trust and support of our administration, so we're fine with that.